and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellie and today I'm going to show you everything that I brought back with me from the UK. So if you didn't know, I've been to the UK over the past week. I've been away for 6 days exactly, and I've been back home for a couple of days now, and I thought I would give you a little roundup of my travel and show you everything that I brought back with me, because there is a lot of yarn and other things. So as a little background information, if you've not been on my Instagram or watched my podcast videos, I've been to London and then I went to Cambridge and Oxford, each for 1 day, and I've been solo traveling. So I went on my own and it was incredible. I'm so happy that I did it. This was my first solo travel trip and now I feel confident that I can do it by myself a little bit more often. I don't necessarily need another person. So that is the little background, if you will, and I'm gonna show you each of the yarn that I brought back or bought from which shop, and kind of go through my whole 6 days where I was like that. So the first shop, of course, because I was in London for 3 days. Yes, I stayed in London for 3 days. I had to go to Beautiful Knitters. This was a yarn shop that was on my list and I said I have to go there because I heard so many things about it, and the yarn shop was incredible. The people were so nice. They had an amazing collection. They even had some German yarn there, which made me really happy. So I of course had to get a tote bag, and this is a really cool tote bag. On this tote bag you see all of the sheep that you have in the UK. So back and front they are categorized in alphabetical order, so the sheep are not the same on one side as they are on the other side, and I just think that was really cool. The tote bag is also really nice. I just wish the handles were a little bit longer, but I'm really happy with this, and I think this is a great collection to my tote bag, because when I go traveling I collect tote bags and pins. Those are my souvenirs, no like magnets or mugs or whatever. Tote bags and pins are, or like enamel pins, are my main go-to. So this is what I got there, and then of course I had to get some kind of yarn. They had the really expensive yarn, like a lot of hand-dyed yarn, but because it was so early on my trip, I went there I think on the 2nd day. I just didn't know how much space I would have at the end, so I held myself back, which was a good thing considering everything that has yet to come. But for the yarn I got this beauty. It's the West Yorkshire Spinner Signature 4-ply in the colour Robin. I have wanted this yarn and in this colourway for so long. I believe this is a Christmas yarn from last year, at least that's when I first saw it, and it just looks incredible. I love the colours, I love the combination, it makes me super happy. The only thing is that you might recognise this yarn if you watched my last episode, my podcast episode, Cast On. I have got 2 balls now. When I went to Beautiful Knitters, I ordered a yarn parcel at the beginning of October, but it hasn't arrived yet, and it had this yarn in it. And I was so scared that Beautiful Knitters wouldn't have this colourway that I bought it in that yarn parcel. But then the parcel disappeared for a whole month. I didn't know where it was. It just said it's stuck in customs, which I still don't believe 100%. I think they lost it and then found it again. Anyways, so I have 2 of these now, and these will be socks, obviously, because it's a sock yarn. It's 75% wool, 25% nylon, and you get 400 meters in this. I've used this yarn before. I bought it in a different colorway last year when I was in England, and I really liked working with it. But now that I have two, I thought I could make my family and me some matching Christmas socks, which is, I think, a great idea. So this will be obviously socks. And then I bought another sock yarn, and this is one that I just wanted to try. I've never heard of this one before. It's an aloe sock wool by Hjertegarden. It's a Danish yarn company. This is what it looks like. This is the company right here. And it feels really soft. It's a bit thinner. You need, I think, 2.5 to 3 millimeter needles. Yeah, 2.5 to 3 millimeter needles. Same composition as this one, 75% wool superwash, 25% polyamide, and you get 420 meters in this. So you actually get more because it is slightly thinner. And these will also be socks for a friend, but I thought that the colors are just really nice. So this is the yarn that I got, and then of course I had to get an enamel pin from there, which was like my souvenir from Beautiful Knitters. Isn't this just the cutest? It says I knit past my bedtime, and it's a cat knitting. It's so cute, and I'm just so happy with this pin. This will definitely go on one of my project bags. So this was the first shop that I went to in London. Really happy with everything, highly recommend going there if you are in London. They also had some books, and overall just a really great small dingy shop. Sorry, I had a coughing fit because I drank some tea and it went down the wrong way. So the day after that, I saw all of the really touristy attractions. I saw Big Ben, the Tower Bridge, all of that good stuff, the really like big things, London Eye of course, Buckingham Palace, etc., which was amazing. There were so many people around, and I grew up in a city, so I know people are just a lot, especially tourists. But this was even a little bit too much for me, so I kind of breezed through everything and tried to get to the next yarn shop kind of as fast as possible to really make use of the whole day that I had and all of the daylight that I had. So I went to Loop. This is a tote bag that I got from them. She asked me if I wanted a bag, and of course I had to say yes. It's a really cool tote bag. It has a really big strap, but it's just one strap, so it's not two. From Loop, I got my first sweater quantity. When I say first, you can imagine that there are a few more to come. So in Loop, the shop itself, I think I forgot to take pictures because I was just so excited about the yarn. It's got 2 floors. Again, it's really small. All of the shops in London and everywhere really are just really tiny. So it was very crowded very quickly, but I also really enjoyed it because they had lots of really high quality yarn and lots of brands that I've wanted either to try for a really long time, like La Bien-Aimée, but they also had local yarn, and the local yarn that I picked up is this. This is Yanadelic. Isn't this just gorgeous? You can really see the color depth in it, so it's not just like one color. This is made in the UK, 100% Falkland Corriedale, and it is a sport weight yarn. I got 4, which is a sweater quantity for me, sorry. You get 333 meters in one hang. I have no plans for this. I just really wanted it, and the color really spoke to me. I've not really heard a lot about this yarn company, but I do know that they have a mill that you can sometimes go to. This is their logo, if that kind of tells anyone something. I know that what's she called again? Laura from Laura Penrose. She went to this mill and she had a great time there. So I do know that the yarn is really nice, and it feels woolly. It feels very rustic, but that is exactly my type of yarn. So this is the sweater quantity. It kind of rubbed off the label, the colour, but I think it says les fleurs, which is the plural, like the French. What am I trying to say? It means flowers in French. If you're interested in the colorway, I believe it's that. It's just what I can make out of the label. Another thing that I got from that shop was a sock set. I'm not really a sock knitter, which is ironic since I have bought quite a lot of sock yarn this time, mostly because it's Christmas and I just want to gift socks. But I saw this sock set and I thought, my gosh, it's so beautiful, I have to get it. This is kind of the theme that's been going on throughout this whole video, or the whole trip in general. This is a company that I've personally not heard of, but I do know that a lot of other people know about it. It's called Circus Tonic, handmade Australia. So it's Australian yarn, or like an Australian company. And this is the Jubilee sock, which is the big skein, and then the small one is called Fete Sock Fingering Mini. I'm not sure if the name of the whole set is Alioth or if that's just the small one. You'd have to look those things up. I'm a bit confused with this label. This is what it looks like. But it's just gorgeous. I really like blues. I am a very cool toned person. I like a lot of blues and purples. So this is going to be first for me. I've never made a contrast heel, cuff and toe. So let's see how it goes. I don't know when I'm gonna cast this on because it's just so pretty to just look at it. So I'm gonna hang it on my wall of hanks to display it for a little while, I believe, before I really start using it and digging in. And then I had to get myself a small dingy project bag as well, because at that time I didn't know I would get an actual tote bag, because whenever people ask me, do you want a bag, I assume they mean either paper or plastic bag, and I don't want them because first of all I had a rucksack with me, second of all it was raining, so I really don't want to get my yarn wet, and thirdly I'm gonna bin the bags anyways because I have a suitcase. Anyway, so I got this project bag. It's got a drawstring, boop, and I think this will be really great to take like sock projects or smaller things with me in this. So that is everything that I got from Loop. Great shop again. It was a little bit out of the way. It's not as central as Beautiful Knitters, but hey ho, I got there. I really enjoyed my time, and it's all cashless there as well, which is great because I only pay with card when I'm traveling anyways. Alrighty, and the last yarn shop that I went to in London was really out of my way. I had to walk a long way, but it was so worth it. It is my ivory room. It is an absolute gorgeous yarn shop. I had a few troubles finding it because it's a fairly new shop and there weren't like that many signs, but I got there. I had really helpful people point me in the right direction, and Valentina, the shop owner, it was just so incredibly nice. I had a little chat with her because I was kind of on my own in the shop with her, and it feels incredible to be in there. Her vision for her yarn shop was that you feel like as if you're knitting in your living room, and that's exactly the feeling that I got. It felt super cozy and nice with a really minimalistic aesthetic, but she had really high quality yarn, especially gepard yarn, and she even had Olivia and Oliver Fibers yarn. Only a few hangs, but it's really cool that she stocks those. She's the only yarn shop that I saw this yarn in, and she also has a lot of knitting for Olive, like a whole wall of just knitting for Olive, the mohair, the what's it called, merino base, the thinner one and the thicker one. So if you ever find yourself in need of knitting for Olive yarn and you are in the London area, you have to go there because she has like all of the colours. She also had this brand, which I heard a lot about, but I couldn't find it in Austria. It's called Mayo. I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation. It's from Italy and it's 100% fine merino wool. You get 175 meters in this one, and I have 2 in brownie and 1 in wheat. This is what I got, and it feels really, really nice. It's a really nice merino. I'm not sure if it's superwash. I don't think it is, but I could be wrong. It doesn't really tell you on the label. Oh, mind you, you can wash it, so maybe it is, I don't know. It has a stitch gauge of 24 stitches per 10 centimeters, and you should use a 3 to 3.5 millimeter needle. I heard a lot about this brand. She also has the mohair, but because again I didn't know how much space I would have in my suitcase, I just bought a little bit of these. And with the dark brown ones, I want to make the Sophie shawl by Petite Knit, and with the wheat one, the light beige one, I want to make the Sophie scarf. I have enough for both of them, obviously, and I'm so excited to start this. I've never made a Sophie shawl or scarf. Obviously you hear a lot about them as like really beginner friendly projects to start with, or as like a palette cleanser, etc. It was really popular last year around Christmas time, and I can finally make one myself. Like I said, the yarn shop, it was really, really nice. I had a great time there. It was, like I said, very out of the way. This was kind of my scrap day. I didn't really know what else to do since I already saw all of the big things you could see in London. I went to the British Museum, I went to the library. I saw all of the really big buildings from the outside, and then on this day I thought, oh, why not? I'm kind of in the area, I might check out what else is down there. The shop is towards the west, you could say southwest potentially, depending on from where you look at it. If you look at whole London, then it definitely is just the west. If you look at the area where I was staying in, it was the southwest. But borough that it was in, it was called Chiswick, I think. Chiswick, and they have a nice park kind of around the corner where the yarn shop was. So I checked that out, and then I went all along the river and went to the wetlands. And then I was kind of done for the day because I've done so much walking that I said I just want to go back to my hotel room. So this is what I did. So this is the yarn shop that I visited on my 3rd day in London, and that was also my last day, because after that I went to Cambridge. Cambridge is a university town, city, whatever you want to call it. There are just loads and loads of colleges because the University of Cambridge is there, of course. So I found one shop that sold wool and fabric, which was ideal for me because I do like to buy some fabric as well. Last year when I was in England, I bought this fabric and I still have some leftovers. Anyways, I bought this fabric because I really liked it, and then I made a project bag. I got so many questions about where I got this bag. I made it myself with the fabric I bought when I was away, and I thought this was just such a nice souvenir for myself to buy fabric, make a project bag out of it, and then put all of the pins that I have from this trip on it. So here we have these 2 pins. These are from my trip last year. So because I knew that I wanted to get as many pins as possible to get a really good variety, I needed some fabric so I can make some tote bags. I can't fully remember the shop name. I'm gonna link it down below. Again, I forgot to take pictures because I was just so excited. The craziest thing happened. I was talking to my mum on the train, and when I finished my call, the girl behind me turned around and she asked me if I was from Austria, and then we found that she was also from Vienna. So she took me around Cambridge because she's a student there, and it was just a really funny coincidence, and I'm really grateful for this and how it happened, because she could take me to places where I wouldn't have been allowed to go as just a normal tourist. Anyway, so because I was meeting up with her for lunch, I kind of had to be rather quick in this shop that I was in. Like I said, I'm really sorry, I forgot the yarn, the shop name. Something like Sew, Knit and Craft, something along those lines. Really central in Cambridge, really nice shop once again. It had 2 floors. On the upper floor you had all of the fabric, on the lower floor you had all of the yarn, and I bought a few things. So as for, maybe let's do the yarn first. I got some more West Yorkshire Spinners yarn. Of course I had to get that. Is again signature 4-ply. This is in gingerbread. Again, this is the same Christmas edition from last year as the Robin one is, and I've been eyeing this one as well. It kind of was a coincidence that I had this yarn because I wasn't planning on getting it, but then I thought to myself, oh, why not? I do like the colours, I do feel like it's very Christmassy, so I want to get it. So the other yarn that I got is something very luxurious. This is Marbrigo yarn. Silk packer, lace weights, alpaca and silk. In the colour Pagoda, I believe it's called, yes. 23 if you want the number. It is 70% baby alpaca, 30% silk. You get 384 meters in 50 grams, and it is a lace weight, so you do have to hold it with something together, but this is what it looks like. Isn't it just gorgeous? The camera picks it up as a lot more red than what it actually is in real life. It's more of a purple red than a true like red. This is so soft. When I touched it, I was like, oh my god, I have to have this. This is probably one of the softest yarn that I ever have touched, I've ever seen, gotten, I don't even know. It's a bit itchy on my neck, but my god, it is so soft. I have no plans for this. Maybe a hat, but it would be a really luxurious hat. I don't know. I just knew I had to get it because it was so nice. So this is for the yarn, and then I got some needles. This is 2.5 millimeters round circular needles from the company Pony, and they are plastic needles. Here we go. I'm not a huge fan of plastic needles, but I thought I would knit on my flight. And because I was only traveling with hand luggage, I knew it would be really risky to take metal needles and then have them taken off me. So I wanted to be sure and take some plastic or buy some plastic needles. I didn't need them in the end because I really did not knit at all. On my flight I was reading. I tried to start, this is why you have lots of yarn wrapped around here. I tried to start with a sock. Once again, I wanted to make the DRK Everyday Socks by Andrea Mowry, but she has a very interesting cast on method which I haven't tried before, and because I was in a cafe at that time, I didn't know if I could even cast it on with circular needles or if I needed double pointed needles. Anyway, so this was kind of, I wouldn't say a waste of money, but I really didn't need to buy them. I'm happy that I have them, but I would have preferred metal needles, and yeah. Anyways, onto the fabric. I bought 2 fabrics. The first one is this really cute bee fabric. These are patchwork leftovers, like offcuts from the fabric roll after when there's not enough on it, which is the perfect length for what I wanted them. I only need 1 meter anyways, and I believe this is 1 meter or even half a meter, I don't even know. But I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute, I have to have it. And the other fabric is very autumnal and it makes me really happy. Is this one. I don't even know what these are. Is it? It's not a deer. What's the male version of a deer? I don't know. But it looks nice. And I thought this would look really cool with the pins that I bought. So I bought these 2 fabrics to make project bags out of, probably not together because I don't think they fit together. But if I don't have enough, I can always go through my fabric stash and combine it, so at least the majority of the bag is made out of this fabric. So I know I have another bag from Cambridge and my trip to London in 2023. So after I really enjoyed Cambridge so much, on my last day I went to Oxford, which I also heard really great things about from other people, that you have to visit it at least once when you are in the UK, and one day would be enough. So I did. I booked myself another train ticket to Oxford for my last day, and the weather was just horrendous. Typical British weather, very rainy, very drizzly. But I had, again, a really great time. You have lots and lots of colleges scattered all around the city. It is bigger than Cambridge, at least I felt like it was, with a lot of more people as well. But you have an amazing yarn shop there, and you have to check it out if you are in Oxford or around, or if you want to order from them, because they also carry one of my favorite yarn dyers from the UK. They carry Bird Street yarn. I actually have some on my wall. I got this yarn last Christmas, around that time. I actually had to order it. Anyways, the yarn shop that carries this kind of yarn is Oxford Street Yarn Shop, or just yarns, I don't know. But They carry hand-dyed yarn. They also carry just so much sandness yarn, so much Isaiah. So if you feel like checking it out or wanting to buy those types of yarn, you definitely should go there. They also had a lot of local British yarn, which is why I went there in the first place. I wanted to get some West Yorkshire spinners once again, because I just really like the company, but I really wanted to get some really rustic British wool as a sweater quantity. And because it was the last day of my trip, I flew out on the next day in the early morning, so I can't really count the actual day when I had my flight as my last day. I knew how much space I had in my suitcase-ish. So I thought I really want a sweaters quantity of something. So I bought West Yorkshire Spinners fleece. It is 100% British wool, blue-faced Leicester DK. This is what it looks like. This is the colour brown. And it's so nice. It's again very rustic because it is 100% wool. You get 225 meters in this hang, and because it's DK weight, the stitch gauge is 22 stitches. Also, it is reared, is that how you pronounce it? Sheared and spun in Britain, so it's 100% local yarn made in Yorkshire. I got 5 of this. The shop owner, I believe it was the shop owner, he was so nice. He had this really nice handmade vest on, like Fair Isle colour work vest. It was incredible. He was super nice, and yeah, I bought a sweaters quantity there. I also bought this pin as a little souvenir. I just thought it was really funny. It's like a gnome that is knitting. I just thought it was really funny. So I bought these two there. Then I went to another yarn shop, wool hood, something like that. I can't remember. But this one was in this market area. Really cool place once again. They have like lots of street food in there. They had lots of other shops, like really cool ones. And I wanted to visit that yarn shop as well. And I, of course, had to get some more yarn there. Then I got Eric Knight wool local. It is again 100% wool. You get 450 meters, and this one is a fingering weight yarn. This is what it looks like. This is the color Ted Brown. It is so soft. I've never felt 100% wool that is this soft. I can't wait to start working with it. Again, I kind of bought the sweaters quantity of it. I got 3 hanks. They didn't have I really like the colour, let's put it that way. There was another colour that I really liked, but they only had 2 of that, and I knew I wanted a sweaters quantity, so I went with this one. I have no plans for this. Also, because it is fingering weight, I have to hold it with something else, which makes me sad a little bit, because first of all, I try to reduce mohair in my sweaters, and second of all, I really want this colour to shine. And with mohair, you take away the natural colour of it, at least a little bit. So I have no idea what I'm gonna make with this. I am a garment knitter, so I know all of you say, oh, just make a shawl or just make an accessory. It's like, yes, but I'm not gonna wear these things. I need sweaters and shirts and things to put on my body. Anyways, so really happy with this. It's just incredible. It's really nice. You can see there's kind of a theme going on here. Very browny, very natural. That was also important to me, to get natural yarn from the actual colour of the sheep and not have them super like dyed and altered. That's the word. And then the last yarn that I bought was kind of an accident or surprise skein. I went to I think it's like a handmade shop. They had lots of vendors in there. It's like one shop with other vendors in the shop, so different products, from like pins to mostly like towels, mugs, jewelry, tea towels, all of that stuff. But I found some hand-dyed yarn, and because I just really wanted to support the really small businesses, I had to get this skein. This is hand-dyed yarn superwash in the colour 14770. I believe that's the colour. There is no name on it. It's literally just a sticker on the inside that it tells you kind of what it is. The company is called Pixie's Magic Hook hand-dyed yarn. She does have an Etsy shop. I've not really found a lot of her yarn. It's more so crocheted stuff that she sells on her Etsy shop, but I do know that she does hand-dye yarn, obviously, since I'm holding one skein in my hand. So I don't really know where you can get it. There were other skeins in that little pile where I got mine from, and I thought with this one I could make a hat. It is a superwash, but you get 400 meters and it is fingering weight, so that is definitely enough for me to make a hat. And maybe I can even hold it with the alpaca silk. I know the camera just doesn't pick it up how it actually is. It's a lot more purple and a lot darker as well. But I thought I could combine these two. Again, if I wanted a really luxurious hat. But that is kind of the inspiration with this one. Really just a complete surprise. But I'm happy that I could support the really small shops as well. Alright, so that was all of my yarn. I do have a few more things to show you if you're interested, specifically tote bags, pins and some books. But if you're not interested in that, then I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna see you next time. And let's start with my tote bags. Alright, as you know, I'm just such a sucker for tote bags, and I probably have way more than I should, specifically from all of my UK trips, because last year I also bought quite a few. But I don't care, because they are pretty, they remind me of my trip, and they're great project bags. So the first one, of course, had to be London inspired, because I was in London for the majority of my time, and I thought this one just looked really nice. I got this one in Camden Market, I think. I can't really remember. I'm sure you can find it if you really want it. But this is the first one, London inspired. And then the second one is Waterstones Cambridge. I love Waterstones, I love W.H. Smith's, and I just love books. So of course I had to get some kind of book inspired tote bag, and this, because it's from Cambridge, and obviously I went in there because I just have to go in all of the shops, even though they literally sell the same books in every city. I really wanted to get it as a souvenir from Cambridge. Sadly, I couldn't find a nice tote bag in Oxford that I really liked, so instead I just bought a pin. And then the last tote bag was unintentional, and it also was way more expensive than I thought it would be. When I was at the airport, I already obviously had everything packed in my suitcase, so I had to get some more books, and with books you need a bag, so I thought, why not just get a tote bag instead of like a plastic or paper bag. So I got this one, and I'm actually really happy with it. It's another London bag, but it has the really nice, it has like really nice pictures of the things you can go and see in London, which, to be honest, I did all of them, I think. Yeah, I saw all of them. That's great. Oh, I'm really happy with that. So those were my tote bags, and now onto the pins. We have a lot of pins. A lot of Harry Potter inspired pins as well, because I am a huge Harry Potter fan. I watch the films at least once a year, probably more often than that. So the pins kind of represent also where I've been, and I don't really know where to start, so I'm just gonna start anywhere. On my way to Oxford, I had to go to Paddington, so I got myself a Paddington inspired pin. This is actually one for it says please help sick children, action medical research. So it's actually not like a souvenir or like a tourist pin, but more so for funding some medical research, which I thought was actually quite nice. But yeah, Paddington pin, because I went to the Paddington station to go to Oxford. Then in Oxford itself, because I didn't find a nice tote bag, I had to get a Oxford University pin, so at least I have something from there, apart from the yarn, of course. And then in the same shop where I bought the hand-dyed skein, they had some other pins. So first of all, we have a really cute penguin, and then the other one is this really nice sweater. They're both wooden pins from this company. So these are all from Oxford. Then from Cambridge, I bought a whole pin set. This is the pin set. Also really nice. These are all metal pins. And then from King's Cross, the actual Harry Potter train station, I got this one first. It says Hogwarts Express. And then I got the time turning thingy, which sadly doesn't turn in the pin version. It does on all of the necklaces and stuff, but I just really like the look of it. It is fairly big, but I just thought it was really cool. So that was from King's Cross. And then I have just Harry Potter pins left. The first one is this one. It is 9 3/4. This is what it looks like. Again, a metal pin. I got this one in Camden Market, so this is kind of my Camden Market inspired pin. And these two, I actually can't remember where I got them from. At some point it all kind of blurs together. I think I got them in Cambridge. I could be wrong on that, but hey ho. So I have the Phoenix and the Love Potion here. Again, both metal pins once again. And now this really is the last thing that I'm going to show you. These are all of the books that I bought and brought back with me. Some of them have been on my list for a while, others have just come out, and I just wanted to get them because books are cheaper in the UK than they are in Austria. The first one is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. I got this, there's like a discount going on at the moment. I don't know for how long, because obviously I don't live there, where you can buy one and get the other one for half price. I got them from WH Smith's, and I got 4 of them. So each of them has the same sticker on it, so technically 2 of them I got for half price. So this is the first one. The second one is Tessa Bailey's Wreck the Halls. This is the fairly new book. It's really dirty, so I have to clean this one. Then the other one is Check and Made from Ali Hazelwood. Really love this author. I bought her books last year when I was in England as well. Her first one, Love Hypothesis. This one just came out, so I'm really happy that I could grab it. And then the last one is My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. I already read this one. I thought it was a really great read. I didn't really enjoy the last bit of the book, but in general it's a really cute story. So if you want to read something fun and light and also light-hearted, then you should definitely check it out. These all of these I got from the airport when I bought the tote bag, and then I got Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. This has been out for a while. I'm not sure if it's a series with It Happened One Summer, but I still have to buy that one. I got this for £5, which I was really happy with, from this really cute and small bookshop when I went to the yarn shop in Chiswick. So I got this one, and then the last book, which I'm almost through with as well, is A Holly Jolly Ever After by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This is what it looks like. This is a Christmassy, snowy inspired book. So all in all, I really enjoyed my trip. I am so proud of myself that I did it all by myself. I had absolutely no hiccups. I just feel so at home in England, so I can't wait to go back. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to know anything else, either about the trip, about the yarn shop, the yarn that I got, etc., feel free to send me a message on Instagram. Everything, as always, is linked down below. Like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me. I will post my podcasts regularly again, hopefully, fingers crossed, but from right now I don't have any more trips planned at the moment. And I hope you're all doing well. Have a good weekend whenever you're gonna watch this, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!